6 years in Canada, still no PR. So I have some update. Not the best update, but here goes. So, um, if you've been following my journey, you'll remember that the intent of refusal that I received was on the basis that I did not meet the median wage requirement, and the NOC code that I provided. I was working in the position on a contractual basis. So, to qualify, you have to be in a permanent full time job that does not have an end date. So, fine, I wrote to the province and I asked them to show me grace, my family and I grace. In this process, I explained that the position that I was working in, my previous role, I was still engaged in those same duties and activities, blah, blah, blah. I explained all of this to them and asked them if they could just, if I could change the NOC to my previous role. And they wrote back to me and said that basically what I attested to in January, that is what they have to do my application based on. However, when they wrote back to me, there was an option to upload something. It didn't ask me for anything. So I went ahead and wrote another letter. And, I just went into deeper details about my situation and everything. And they got back to me like in after 2 days and said to me, here are the documents that we require. We'll go ahead and we'll change the NOC. And they changed it. So I was able to change it to my previous role. So I went ahead, and so what they wanted from me was my previous year notice of assessment. They wanted a job letter that exclusively explains that, basically, even though I was promoted into this new role, it's a temporary role. However, from the get-go, I've retained, my previous my previous position. Basically this was just added duties. So that, as well as and an employer form which my job would have to refill out. So I reached out to I the following day after getting that, the morning that particular week I was off sick. That was literally week before last week. I went to HR. I believe it was a Thursday, week before last week, Thursday. I went to my head office, and I went to the front desk. I was like, I would like to speak to, the HR manager. And I basically sat there and I waited. She was busy, and I said, hey, I'm waiting. I planned to sit down that entire day because they gave me a very short timeline to return these documents. And so I sat there maybe for half an hour or more. And when I went into the room with her, I just started to cry. Like, like this has been such an emotional journey for me, guys. Like, I just started to cry and explain to her the full situation. And she sat down with me and she wrote the job letter. We sat down and went through the NOC, the NOC code, and we just did it together. Like, I really appreciated her so much for that. And we got everything ready within that day, and I submitted them. And then, so fast forward to this week, Wednesday, October the 2nd. I saw an email from the province, and I was like, oh my God. It was another intent of refusal. HR reached out to me the same day and was like, because they sent HR at my job a document as well. They reached out by email saying, they would like to chat with me. We're not giving up. So that sounded really good. But then when I opened my letter was saying that the position that I've had as of September would have made officially 2 years. September 2024 would officially make 2 years. Um, they're saying that I still would not qualify because when I submitted my application initially, it was in January, which means that I have only gained 1 year and 4 months worth or 4 months experience in the knock. In the knock, I feel like I couldn't even read anything more in the letter. I felt like I. Here's how I look at it. You knew this because whoever is doing my application, they knew they like even at that first point when I was asking to change back the knock, you knew that I would not meet the criteria. So I feel like that was just another false hope right there. But nevertheless, yesterday passed. I still didn't want to talk to HR. I just didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk to anybody about it. And this morning I sent a message to HR, and the HR manager, she called me right away and she was like, okay, where do we go from here? What do you want us to do? Like right then and there, I knew for a fact that if that was the only issue, my job was willing to assist me um with I know for a fact that my job based just the energy that I got from the phone call, it's like, what are we doing? How are we going to get this done? How can we help? How can we accommodate you? I knew right then and there that she would be willing, because what they sent HR was an agreement that if I were nominated, they would pay me what the median wage is, which I honestly, I'm not very far from the median wage. I'm like just $2 away from the median wage. Nevertheless, I just explained to HR that unfortunately it doesn't make any sense for me to proceed with this application because they've concluded that my 2 years, I assumed that my 2 years experience as of now, as of when they're doing processing my application, would be applicable. However, no, it's 2. It has to be 2 years prior to when you submit the application. So I explained this to her, and of course, I explained to her that I feel like I'll be okay. My husband's application is in, so and my husband too. He was like, don't stress. We're still in the race. Don't worry. You know, we're just leaving it in God's hand right now. I mean, it's so easy for persons to say we're leaving it in God's hands, but I feel like we're just at the mercy of people. That's just how, like, 50% of my brain or my mind, that's just how I'm feeling most times. But a word of wisdom from this video is seek legal advice. Get even a consultation, even if you feel like you're the smartest. Like, the consultation, even if you're not using a lawyer or or the consultant, the advice that they give sometimes is sufficient for you to make the right choice or choices. And the reason why I say this is, maybe if I spoke to an immigration consultant or a lawyer, they would have told me that I did not meet the criteria, and then maybe I would not have given myself false hope. The second thing is that if we choose to do things on our own, read everything. One of the biggest problems I think I had was that, when you're reading stuff on the IRCC website and you see those little blue links and you just read past them because you're just reading through, click on those links, because the letters that the province sent me, when they're saying like section 120 blah blah blah, when I went back and I clicked on those little blue links, all those sections with greater details, it's there, it's actually there. But because I did not click those links, I did not see all those. It's like read the fine prints, guys. you know. So I was like, I'm human, and yes, I should be grateful that my husband's profile is in. So that's another chance. But it's like, when when you all your other stuff they're coming, the expiration is coming up and all those stuff. It's like you want it now, and now I'm gonna have to wait maybe another 6 months. And also, I just it's just I don't know. It's just when you feel like you have this strong level of faith, you're expecting that you're gonna get it. You're going to get it. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm in back in waiting mode. Um, as I trust God and hope that, my husband's profile, everything will work out. I this time, as it relates to his, I did read all the fine prints, all the links. I read through everything, so I don't see any reason for his profile to not be accepted. So I'm just trusting God, trusting the process. So yep, that's where I am at, guys. And that's why I've been missing from my life. I was just feeling a little bit, down about it. But yeah. And guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're watching this video, please, like, share, give somebody else an opportunity to hear, the mistakes that I've made, or just hear my journey, and so that they can make more, informed decisions. So yeah, like, share with your friends, if you will. Head over to my YouTube, subscribe. Thank you. Bye.